Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. I am Bhavita Gopalchan. Thank you so much for joining us. Top of the news at this time. Supply chain concerns in Tobago are beginning to ease following a setback with the Seaport's newest cargo addition. The MV Blue Wave Harmony, intended to replace the MV Cabo Star, remains out of service after its hull was damaged during a sea trial in late January. The vessel's unavailability initially triggered fears of a supply crisis, with some businesses reporting low stock of essential goods. However, First Vice President of the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association, Rene Sipasad Singh, says while there were initial shortages, the situation has improved as short-term measures were implemented to restore the flow of cargo to the island.
But since that time, things have eased up and have improved. We have found some alternative routes. Supplies have increased in Tobago. We don't really have too many challenges with food and beverage in particular. I think what has mainly affected currently are supplies, particularly heavy goods like hardware items, and supplies that are needed really primarily for businesses and for households.
As it pertains to visitor arrivals for Carnival 2026, Sipasad Singh says larger hotels are not seeing an influx of guests. He says there seems to be a pull towards small establishments.
The larger properties are not as busy. In fact, there has been some decline in visitor arrivals to the larger properties. But in speaking to our members, we have found that the villas, the apartments, bed and breakfast, smaller type properties have been showing strong bookings. On some of the niche markets, the dive operators and nature operators have found that the bookings have actually been very good for this Carnival weekend.
Sipasad Singh adds that long-term planning is needed to mitigate inefficiencies on the sea and air bridge during peak seasons. Now to this, searches continue this morning in Mayaro for 17-year-old Gabriel Nelson, who was feared drowned. The teenager of George Village, Tableland, was pulled underwater by a rip current on Sunday while bathing at Grand Lagoon. Relatives said around 4 p.m. Nelson, his 13-year-old brother and his 20-year-old cousin got into difficulties. However, the two other boys made it ashore safely. Gabriel's relatives spent last night on the beach under a tent with blankets and food items provided by the Mayaro Guayari Regional Corporation. Police officers, members of the Hunter Search and Rescue teams, villagers and fisher folks are assisting in the search. Well, Archbishop Jason Gordon is chastising a carnival ban for what he says is a doorway into hedonism. During his homily on Sunday, the Archbishop advised his congregation to speak out against a move to issue sex toys to masqueraders for tribe. Well, Gordon says he's not against carnival, stressing that the culture grows when there is pushback against it. But sex toys are a bit much.
We have to dial it back. And we have to bring Carnival back to what it has always been, a celebration of the life, vitality, and creativity of Trinidad and Tobago. Whatever happens in Trinidad Carnival goes to Barbados, it goes to Grenada, it goes to St. Vincent, it goes all up the islands. We cannot be the people exporting this level. What we now reach to is hedonism.
Gordon adds that if the mass ban does not dial it back, then perhaps government should step in and do it.
And if the company is unwilling to dial it back, then the citizens have to ask the government, put regulations. So one way or the other, we have to do something different. We've been heading down the wrong road here. Now, let's pull back. Let's get back to safety for our young people who want to play Carnival. Safety for our young people who want to enjoy this great festivity that we have. Amen.
Well, CNC3 News reached out to CEO of Tribe Group, Dean Akin, and his communications team. However, up to news time, there was no response. Savita Singh captured the titles of Chutney Soca Monarch and Queen of Chutney Soca at the Grand Finals held last night at Skinner Park in San Fernando. Now, she's the first woman ever to win the Chutney Soca Monarch title. Well, women swept the top 3 positions in the competition, with Singh earning a top score of 813. In second place is Rasika Dindyal, followed by Lady Lava, and the 2025 title holder Marshall Montano was relegated to 4th position. Dindyal also received the traditional monarch title, which was introduced this year. Well, Singh captivated the crowd with his song, The Ring.
I feel absolutely ecstatic, overwhelmed, elated. Most importantly, I feel happy that I have represented my languages. I have represented my culture. I have represented my family here to sing this. Thank you so very much.
14 contestants competed in the finals. And traditional carnival came alive on Sunday at the UWI St. Augustine campus as patrons gathered to witness the rich cultural experience of the Old Yard. Hosted by the UWI's Department of Creative and Festival Arts, the event brought history, performance and masquerade together, celebrating the roots of carnival and the stories that shaped it. At the event, Carnival Studies Coordinator Dr. Joanne Toll explained the significance of preserving these traditions.
Every year we would showcase this, but what we try to do is always take a different angle of the motif of the traditional masquerade landscape.
The Old Yard event featured a vibrant showcase of old mass and traditional carnival characters. There was also an extempo showdown between Calypsonians Gypsy and Myron B.
Well, I don't want to boast and I don't want to brag, but if you get me vexed, I will just blow in a bag. Let me tell you this now, all you watch and see, a community center is the center of a community. So don't get me vexed, don't get me absurd. I might even read a straight and reverse word. Let me tell you in case all you don't know, partner, I'm talking about we good friend Mr.
Well, Calypso icon Ronnie McIntosh also performed to close the show. From here, we take a short break. Sport news up ahead.
The road starts early. You can't wait for nobody. Long road ahead, but you're ready for it. Pick up your Astamin. Energy to move. Juve is not play. Once you start, you can't stop. Road ready, body lining, spirit high. Astamin helps support your energy when you're on the road from early. Jump up, stay up. This carnival with Astamin. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Come, I'm going to take you upstairs. I'm going to fix you up. And when Mr. Hubert come, I'm going to tell him.
Tell me what?
Oh, Miss Pamela only had one drink, sir.
I'm going to make some coffee. I want to be alone with my wife.
Your wife? That's a good joke.
So you've been telling our business to Myrna?
Watch TNT's hit soap opera, Westwood Park, Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. only on CNC3.
The TNT Under-17 men's football team will look to keep their hopes of topping Group A of the CONCACAF Under-17 World Cup qualifiers alive, where they tackle Salah-placed St. Martin in the opening match of a doubleheader at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, Mokarapo, from 4 p.m. today. The Ronald Boys coach TNT squad will enter the match in 3rd place in the 5-team round-robin pool with 3 points after 2 matches after eking out a 1-0 win over St. Martin on Thursday night at the same venue following a shock 1-0 loss to Barbados 2 days earlier. With only 1 goal to their credit in 2 matches, Boys' chargers will be keen to find their scoring touch against St. Martin, which is without a win after 3 straight defeats and has conceded heavily as well. The two-time national champion Curtis Humphreys played his way to his 5th title in the men's A1 division of the TNT Table Tennis Association's Classified Championships at the National Racket Center in Tacarigua on Saturday night. Well, this after the 40-year-old Humphreys of Wassa Table Tennis Club defeated former France-based teenager Malik Gopal 11-9, 12-10, 11-6 in the final. In the A2 Open division, Circle McIntosh of Queen's Park Cricket Club outplayed clubmate Mitai Molino in the final. Well, this after McIntosh was handed a round of 16 before securing wins over David Gopal and Wesley Tuku in his next 2 matches en route to the final. Well, that's it for sport. It's back to a break.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Jump Up Therapy with Astamin is here this carnival season because the road don't be easy. Astamin helps support energy, stamina and recovery so you can go fet to fet and still be jumping up on the road. Make sure to power up with Astamin this carnival season. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
This is your captain speaking. Welcome to Carib Country.
Feel the vibration. Carib, 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 yeah. Feel Carib in me hand. Feel I jumping in a band, no matter the weather. Hey, say we don't care. Just give me some soca and I call Carib, 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 Carib. Feel it.
Vibes and Soca Cooler Cruise is back.
Fiber City 105 FM
and Team Undrunkables is bringing you
the ultimate Soca party experience on Carnival Wednesday,
February the 11th. Aboard the iconic ABBA Master. Boarding at 8 p.m. and sailing at 9 p.m. Tickets are just $250 and are available at all cashier outlets, Guardian Media offices, Port of Spain and South Park, and online at islandetickets.com.
Make sure you have yourself a great investment week by viewing The Boss Report every Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. during CNC3's The Morning Brew. You'll get sound financial advice, whether you're a new or experienced investor, when you view The Boss Report. CNC3, covering your world.
The United States has reaffirmed its support for Haiti's interim Prime Minister, Alex Didier Filame, following a peaceful transfer of power over the weekend. In a statement released by the U.S. Embassy in Haiti, Washington acknowledged the handover from Provisional Transitional Council Coordinator and ministers who will lead the country on an interim basis ahead of the general elections. Well, the U.S. said it is ready to work with Haiti's new leadership to help stabilize the country, stressing that lasting progress depends on responsible governance, improved security, as well as strong international cooperation that respects Haiti's sovereignty. At least 42 anti-ICE protesters were arrested after violence erupted outside the Bishop Henry Whipple Federal Building in Minneapolis, following a memorial for residents Rennie Good and Alex Pretty, who were fatally shot by federal agents last month. Authorities say agitators tore down police tape, hurled objects at law enforcement vehicles, and shouted insults at state patrol officers. Footage showed dozens of arrests as deputies worked to clear the area. The unrest followed a memorial held earlier in the day at Powderhorn Park. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey praised the memorial but did not address the later arrests. Time to hand it over to Jean-Marc Rampersad for the weather forecast.
With a slight increase in moisture today, there were scattered showers over both islands this morning, with the odd moderate to heavy shower over Tobago and northeastern areas of Trinidad. For the remainder of the day, isolated light to moderate showers are expected over both islands, most likely favoring western areas this afternoon. The Saharan dust has also returned and is expected to gradually increase today, peaking tonight at a moderate level and lingering for the remainder of the week.
thank you for joining us for a look at the day's developments so far. We'll have these stories and so much more coming up for you in a Midday Newscast at 7 p.m. today. Until then, have a great day.